हरि ओम। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। Welcome you all to this Sanskrita Sahitya Rasaswada Open Learning for All Ola lecture series. We are reading Abhijnana Shakuntalam, third act. Probably, most probably, we'll try to complete it today. So last time we were reciting the verse number 19. Kim Sheetalaihi Klama Vinodibhi Ardravatan Sancharayami. The Dushyanta, the king, offers to serve Shakuntala by either fanning her with the lotus leaves, which are very moist, which are very delicate, or he would place her feet on his lap and do gentle massaging to her lotus-like red, delicate, fragrant feet. Okay? Now the translation of that, as given in the Marathi translation by Lele Shastri and quoted by Rasham Valimbe, is कमल दलांचा करुणी पंखा शिंपुनी त्यावरी वारी. वारी water. कमल दलांचा करुणी पंखा शिंपुनी त्यावरी वारी घालू काय मी तुझला वारा जो शीत श्रमहारी. किंवा अंकी चरण ठेवुनी पद्म ताम्र अभिराम. I'll place your feet on my lap. किंवा अंकी चरण ठेवुनी पद्म ताम्र अभिराम चुरू काय तव कमल लोचने जेणे तुझ आराम. Very beautiful translation. So I was tempted to read that. Then Shakuntala says, no, I can't. She feels so guilty, and this is just the first encounter, first meeting with Dushyanta. In the first meeting, how can she, ask him or expect him to do all those things which may take many years of ripened coexistence and married life. So, na mananiyeshu atmanam aparadhaishe iti uttaya gantumichhati. She just wants to leave because I can't make you do all that. You are mananiya, you are respected, revered, venerable, and I don't want to entertain the guilt of making you serve me like this. Sundari, uttaya gantumichhati, Sundari. Anirvano divasaha iyam chate shariravastha. The day has not yet culminated. Na nirvanaha. It has not calmed down. It is still hot. It is still hot. Anirvanaha. Nirvana, anirvana, labdham netra nirvanam. We have seen these words many times. But anirvana, if you go for the lexical meaning, it is a very weird meaning. No, people have the name like Anirvan. I have a friend who is named Anirvan. I really wonder what went in the minds of the parents before naming the child as Anirvan, because the dictionary meaning is asnataha, aprakshaalitaha. Anirvanaha nama asnataha, not bathed, not cleansed, not washed, unwashed, So that doesn't have a very good meaning, in fact. But nirvana, we have seen nirvanaya, taruchaya, etc. Nirvana is to cool down, to quieten, and therefore nirvana is moksha, nirvana is death, Mahanirvana, Buddha's Mahanirvana, Ambedkar's Mahanirvana, right? So these words have been used in this sense. So Anirvanaha Divasaha, of course, here it means the Divasa has not set. The sun has not set. When it says destruction and death, for in the case of sun, it is the setting of the sun which is as good as the death or destruction of the sun, right? So the sun has not yet set. it is still a day. And iyam chate shariravastha. So it is just hot out there. Here you are sitting in the Latavalaya, this is Kusumastaran and all that, but out there it is very hot, right? And therefore anirvanoyam divasaha and iyam chate shariravastha. So delicate, so tapta, already madana tapta. Why do you want to encounter the Grishma's heat, the heat of the sun there? Iyam chate shariravastha. By iyam he means all that, that parihiyase angaihi and whatever we have seen earlier in 2-3 lectures. And therefore he says, Utsrujya kusuma shayanam nalini dala kalpitastana varanam katham atape gamishyasi paribadha pelavaihi angaihi katham atape gamishyasi. How will you go out there in the sun with your limbs, angaihi, which have become very delicate, pelava, very soft, very delicate, which can't endure any more heat or any more suffering and all that. Paribadha, why? Because they are already paritaha badhitani angani. The angas, the limbs, have already been tormented enough, afflicted enough from all the sides. So why do you want to tax them still more? Pelavaihi. They have become pelava, softer, leaner, weaker. So why do you want to trouble yourself? Katham gamishyasi atape paribadha pelavaihi angaihi. Katham, that means you should not go at all out in the sun. And then Utsrujya, well, if you go out there, you can't go as you are here because she is seated, she is reclining on this bed, Kusumastaran and all that. So Utsrujya Kusuma Shayanam, leaving aside, discarding that Kusuma Shayana, the flowery bed, and Utsrujya you have to take with another thing, Nalini Dala Kalpita Stana Varanam Utsrujya. And discarding the covering of your breast, which is in the form of Nalini Dala. So Nalini Dala, because they are lotus leaf enough to cover the expanse of her breast, and plus they are moist and they are soft, so that will be like a cooling effect on her stana. And therefore Utsrujya Kusuma Shayanam, number 1, Utsrujya Nalini Dala Kalpita Stana Varanam katham atape gamishyasi etadrishaihi pelavaihi angaihi yani angani paritaha badhitani viklavagrastani. So they are already been tormented, tortured previously. Why do you want to trouble them all the more? So pelam kampanam vati iti pelavam. So it is that word, and virala, it is like pelava is virala, opposite to bahala, that is what the commentators say. And we have come across this word in the very first act of Shakuntala. Padam Brahmarasya Saheta Pelavam Shirisha Pushpam Natu Patatrinaha. The Shirisha Pushpa, which is very, very, very delicate. It has long, long filaments. It can at the most tolerate what? Padam Brahmarasya Saheta. The feet. The Brahmara very swiftly and delicately, gently lands and sits on the filaments of the Shirisha flower, but it can't take the weight of a patatrin, that's a bird. So Pelava, we have come across that word earlier also. So Utsrujya Kusuma Shayanam and all that, Katham Atape Gamishyasi. So that means you should not go. Katham is Katham Shabdarthaha, Raghava Bhatta says, how will you go? That means there are hundreds of reasons for you not going out in the sun. So this is a Kavyalinga Alankara. Okay? Katham, that Avyaya suggests a Kavyalinga Alankara. So this is an instance of Alankara Dhvani. Okay, this is a alankara dhvani. Iti balad enam nivartayati. He pulls her back, holding her hand. Balad, forcibly. Just imagine the first act. We are in the third act now. First act also, when she wanted to go, the king wished that she should stay. But it was the first encounter. He couldn't do that, right? Though he was there in person there, howsoever he wished, he wouldn't have done that. But now, because both have confessed their love for each other, and now when he is convinced and reassured from her side that she also is deeply in love with him, then he can pull her hand and bring her back. She is about to leave the Lata Kunja, he pulls her back. Balat enam nivartayati. Shakuntala, Paurava, Rakshavinayam. The moment he touches her, this is the first touch, the maiden touch by a Purusha to Shakuntala, and therefore she is little taken aback. She didn't expect this, and therefore Paurava, Rakshavinayam. Please maintain the decorum. I mean, though, and even the next sentence speaks her heart out. Madana santaptapi na khalu atmanaha prabhavami. Though I am, very much under the influence of Madana, under the god of love, I am really tormented by Madana Tapa, but still I am not independent. I can't take decisions for me, by me. So I am still Paradhina. My father, my friends, my elders, they will decide me what I should do and when is the proper time to do anything. So, Paurava, Rakshavinayam. धसमुसळेपणा करू नकोस असं तिला सांगायचं आहे. पौरव रक्षविनयम, कारण मी स्वतंत्र नाही आहे. आय एम नॉट इंडिपेंडंट इन दॅट सेन्स. सो इफ यू रिकलेक्ट सम अर्लियर डायलॉग्स, तत्र भवती परवती खलु तत्र भवती. Dushyanta also tells Vidusha that she is dependent upon Kanva Maharshi, right? And the Sakhis also, the first Anka, in the first act, they also say that Kanva is her foster father and he will take her decision about her. So, na khalu atmanaha prabhavami. For this there is another pathabheda. The pathabheda is madana badhita api kanyakaha. Madana badhitaha api kanyakaha atmanaha na prabhavanti. So this becomes a generalized statement. The girls, howsoever lovelorn they might feel, howsoever afflicted by love they might be, they don't take decisions independently. So they depend upon their elders, their fatherly figures. So, madana badhita api kanyakaha atmanaha na prabhavanti. But here it indicates to her own self, and that I think is more appropriate here. Instead of generalizing about other kanyakas, let her talk about herself, right? So, Paurava Rakshavinayam. Then Raja wants to assure her, Bhiru, oh coward girl, oh Mugdha, oh Bhiru, oh coward, oh timid, why are you afraid, oh timid girl. Alam Gurujana Bhayena, enough of being afraid of the elderly people. Drishtva te vidita dharma tatra bhavan na atra dosham grahishyati kulapatihi. Tatra bhavan kulapatihi. Tatra bhavan, atra bhavan are the honorific, what you can say, the pronouns only bhavan, but then atra bhavan is the one who is present in front of you. Tatra bhavan, one who is not present, but you are referring to him respectfully. Okay. So tatra bhavan kulapatihi drishtva, having seen, and how else he is? Vidita dharma. Vidita dharma, tatra bhavan kulapatihi natra dosham grahishyati. He will not find any fault in this. In this means I pulling you back here and I am proposing to you to marry me. Next verse he proposes to her that let us get married by Gandharva Vivaha. Okay, so he is so sure that Kanva Maharshi will not take any objection because he is Vidita Dharma. This is a very, very significant, appropriate adjective for Kulapati Kanva. One who knows Dharma. Now, how to know Dharma? What are the sadhanas of Dharma? By the way, we are starting, right? We have already started this Dharma Shastra. I don't know how many of you have already registered for that. Okay, from 22nd, the Dharma Shastra, Introduction to Dharma Shastra. So, what are the sources of collecting Dharma, getting Dharma? They are Shruti, Smriti and Achara, Sadachara. So, Vidita Dharma means one who knows all the Shrutis, the Veda Vangmaya, the Smritis, the Itihasa Puranas and all the texts of scriptures laying down the code of conduct, and Achara, Sadachara, the behavior of the people. And the behavior of the people say that Mahajano yena gatasya panthaha, etc. So, the great people's behavior, the conduct. So, he is Vidita Dharma, Tatra Bhavan, Natra Dosham Grahishyati, Atra Nama Kuttara. And then he recites the verse which is the proposal for marriage put forth to Shakuntala by Gandharva Vivaha, by mutual consent. Gandharva Vivaha is mutual consent. Gandharvena Vivahena Bhavyo Rajarshi Kanyakaha. He generalizes this. He doesn't speak of her. He has already spoken of Kanva as her foster father. But you marry me, that would come, only secondarily as a suggestion. He puts forth a generalization. Bhavyaha Rajarshi Kanyakaha Gandharvena Vivahena Parinitaha iti shruyante. We have heard that so many princesses, the Rajakanyas, have got married through Gandharva Vivaha, through mutual consent, and Pitrubhishcha Abhinanditaha. And it's not only that they took their decisions, but the decisions were accepted. Not only accepted, the girls were congratulated by the elderly people on taking such a wonderful decision. So, Bhavyaha in ancient times, in the past, I have heard that Bhavyaha Rajarshi Kanyakaha, the daughters, the girls of the kings have married Parinitaha through Gandharva Vivaha, and they have been congratulated and they have been accepted. Their marriages were endorsed and certified by their elderly people, by their fathers. So what harm is there? Now he has learned that she is a Rajarshi Kanyaka. She is Vishwamitra's daughter and not Kanava's daughter, and therefore she is free to take her decision. So that is the Dhvani. Bhavyaha Rajarshi Kanyakaha Pura iti shruyate, right? So you are also Rajarshi Kanyaka and you are Madana Tapta, you already have committed that. You have confided that, you have written a Madana Lekha also to that effect. You want me to take compassion on you, all that stuff. Everything gets suggested through this. He doesn't ever say that, why don't you marry me by Gandharvi Vivaha? He just puts forth a proposal. Many have married in the past and they have been certified by their fathers. Okay? Shruyante parinitaha tascha pitrubhihi abhinanditaha. In some versions, instead of abhinanditaha, it is anumoditaha. But abhinandana is more appropriate because it is in the stark contrast of dosha grahana. Natra dosham grahishyati kulapatihi, right? And therefore, it is not only that he will not find any fault, but he will also congratulate you for marrying me. So that is all that sense, all that meaning gets indicated, suggested through this, from general to particular. Okay, so this is from general. He wants to derive a conclusion for her. She should come to conclude that she is also Rajarshi Kanyaka and she can take decisions of her own, on her own. And she will not be blamed by anybody, she will not be criticized by anybody. On the contrary, she will be congratulated by Kanava. Shakuntala still is, because she has so many inhibitions and she is really Paravati Tatra Bhavati, and therefore, if not Kanava, there are my friends, no? I should ask them once again. Shall I go forward in these lines? Munchamam, Munchatavanmam, Bhuyopi Sakhijanam Anumanayishye. I shall try to consult and get the anumati of my friends, Sakhibhyam, because they are the whole world for her. When Kanava is not there, who else? Gautami is too senior a lady. These two young friends, they understand. They can come to her level and understand everything and empathize with her feelings. Gautami is like a warden-like lady. You are more afraid of wardens, right? But you are very close to your friends. So, Sakhibhyam Anumanayishye, I will try to consult them for taking their permission. If not my father, at least my friends are there here only around. They have just gone to Sayojaya Vayenam Mrigapotaka, etc. So let me go. So Munchatavan Mam, she wants to get released from his hand. Bhavatu, Mokshami, okay, I'll let you go. Okay, छोड़ दिया तुमको, चलो. कब छोड़ोगे? Bhavatu, Mokshami, kada? So innocently she is asking. And then he says, when I kiss you, then I will let you go. Then you may go and ask them. But let me first kiss you. This is the first ekanta they are getting. And the first step towards love making is kissing. So, aparikshata komalasya yavan kusumasya iva navasya shatpadena adharasya pipasata mayate sadayam sundari grihate rasosya. The construction is little bit clumsy, but the verse is very, very clear. As a Shatpada, Shatpada is a Brahmara, a bee, okay? As a Shatpada wants to test the nectar of a flower which is fully, newly blossomed, Navam, and it is not yet, tested by anybody else, aparikshata. It has not been tested by anybody. It is komala. It is very delicate. Such a kusuma, the bee wants to, the bee wants to sit on the flower and test it. Similarly, as long as I don't kiss your komala, your delicate, soft, and aparikshata. I am sure nobody has ever had so proximity to you that he could have kissed you, right? And therefore aparikshata, she is yet anaghratam pushpam, anaswadita madhu, all this we have come across in the first act. So she is yet untouched. She is the maiden beauty which is not yet touched by anybody. So as a bee would like to pipasata, desirous to drink the nectar from the tender, soft flower which is not yet been tested, similarly I would do that and then I will leave you. I will let you go. Kada mokshasi? So tada. Yavan na pipasate, yavan na grihate rasaha asya adharasya sadayam, gently, not a hard kiss, sadayam. It's a first kiss, it has to be gentle, so as not to hurt her lips. So sadayam sundari grihate rasaha, see the anuprasa of sa and ra here. very beautiful anuprasa, and adharasya pipasata. So many sakaras and rakaras in the entire verse. And Shatpada, interestingly, perhaps I had told you that in the entire Shakuntala, the nature comes as symbols. In fact, you could listen to one of my talks in the Ola lecture series, the symbols and something of the Shakuntala. Symbols and something. I think the symbolism in Shakuntala, there was one such lecture I had taken on some Kalidasa day or Sanskrit day, I don't remember. It must be 3-4 years back while I was in CVV. So, but that lecture you can see and listen to. Maybe I will put a link in the group, okay, so that you need not find it. So there I had referred that in the entire Shakuntala, Shatpada symbolizes Dushyanta. Now here he himself says he is like a Dushyanta. If you remember the first verse, he is envying that Brahmara who is, Karanantikachara and all that. And we saw that Vayam tu Tatvan Veshat Hataha Madhukara Tvam Khalu Kriti. So everywhere there is a similarity between Dushyanta and the Shatpada. And Mrigi is the symbol of Shakuntala. Okay, that Asanna Prasava Mrigi and all that. So this becomes like a symbol of Dushyanta and Shakuntala. So adharasya pipasata mayate sadayam sundari grihyate rasaha asya yavan na grihyate rasaha asya tavat paryantam na mokshami anantaram mokshami ityartha. Okay, so that is the sense here. And this is a very good verse with the anuprasa and all that. Now here I wanted to tell you in the Gandharvena Vivahena, I just missed it. So there are 8 types of vivahas, right? And Gandharva is the 6th type. All the commentators would give it obviously. They are Brahma, Daiva, Arsha, Prajapatya. Brahma, Daiva. Brahma is the highest type of marriage, and Paishacha is the lowest type of marriage, which is literally not recommended, but still there are certain vivahas happening in that manner. So Brahma is the best. The groom comes to the house of the father of the girl and asks for her hand, and there is no dowry given, and the girl's father, the bride's father, checks all the background check he does, of the groom, his education, his family, this and that, and then weds his daughter to him. So that is the Brahma Vivaha. Then Daiva is, till the puberty, before the puberty, the girl is to be married according to the Smriti period, and after puberty, within 3 years, if she is not married, if you can't find a suitable husband for her, then she should be given to a priest. And the priest gives a cow. No, that cow is in the Arsha, yeah. So she is to be married to a priest, so that is called Daiva. Then Arsha, the groom gives a cow because the father of the girl doesn't have many resources and he can't spend on the marriage, no big ceremony and all that. He just takes a cow and gives his daughter to the groom. So it's Arsha. Then Prajapatya is, there is a verbal commitment, no Agni Pradakshina and all that. This is a verbal agreement that the groom says, I will marry your daughter and I will keep her happy and all that. So in verbal commitment, Prajapatya marriage happens. Then Asura marriage is the groom gives lot of money to the girl's father and as if purchases her, buys her. So the groom is not a very good guy. He is not perhaps qualified, he is not good looking, he is not educated, this and that, but he wants to get married. So he will go to some Brahmana, some person, and that person is very, having ill resources and very poor. So he will give him, plenty of money, and in return he will marry his daughter. Okay, so that is Asura Vivaha. Gandharva Vivaha is mutual consent. I think the commentators give what is Gandharva Vivaha. They give a verse from Manusmriti 3rd chapter somewhere. Ichchaya Anyonya Sanyogaha Kanyayascha Varasya Cha. Whose ichha? Kanyayaha varasya cha. Ichchaya anyonya sanyogaha gandharvassatu vidnyeyaha maithunyah kama sambhavaha. It arises out of kama, it arises out of love only. So it's a love marriage. But it was allowed to Kshatriyas. It was allowed to Kshatriyas. So that is Gandharva. Then Rakshasa is per force. You carry away the girl, that is Rakshasa Vivaha. People say that Krishna marrying Rukmini was Rakshasa, but it was not forcibly abducting her. She had written a letter to Krishna to come and take her away, right? So people just say, because they say it is abduction and taking away the girl from the sabha and all that. But only taking away is not, this is forcibly taking away. That is Rakshasa Vivaha. Krishna did not force. She voluntarily came with him. Then Paishacha, so Gandharva, Rakshasa, and then Paishacha, this is the worst type of marriage. When the girl is sedated, when she is sleeping, intoxicated, then, people just marry her. I mean, they have sexual intercourse with her and all that. So that is the lowest type of marriage. So Gandharva, he wants to say that both are Kshatriya, and therefore this Vivaha is okay. And this verse number 22, which we saw, Aparikshata Komala, etc. The Vritta here is Malabharini. Malabharini. This is Ardha Samavritta. That means the 4 padas don't have equal number of letters. They are 11, 12, 11, 12. So the first and the third pada have 11 letters each, and the second and the fourth have got 12 letters each. And the ganas also, this is a Ganavritta. So sa, sa, ja and ga, ga, last 2 letters Guru, the 10th and the 11th, and the 9 letters would be sa, sa and ja, and the second and the fourth would be sa, bha, ra and ya. There are 12 letters, so 4 ganas are there. So this is Ardha Samavritta called Malabharini, and this comes in the next verse also. So he says that I want to kiss you, and till I do that you can't go. Iti mukham asyaha samunnayitum ichchati. So he wants to lift her face so that he would be able to kiss her. Shakuntala natyena pariharati. And she, because such a chumbana drishya is not allowed according to Natya Shastra. I mean, no such what you can say open love making is never allowed, because the entire Natya Shastra, there is a full text on the presentation and performance of dramas, staging of the dramas, and such things, they would arouse unnecessarily the prekshaka varga, and therefore such things are avoided. Of course, it is not only regarding love, but the bibhatsarasa also, the war things also are avoided, and actual wars are never shown on the stage, okay, because that might give rise to Raudra, Bhayanaka, Bibhatsa, all these rasas. And normally Natyam is for Vishranti Jananam Loke. It is to soothe you, to quieten your heart, body, mind and soul, You are din bhar kaam karke thake ho. So that must be something like a soothing effect it has to give you. Vishranti Jananam Loke, Natyametad Bhavishyati, and all such scenes would be contrary to that. They will agitate you, they will trigger your feelings and emotions, and therefore, such things are avoided, and Kalidasa abides by all such rules, and therefore, Shakuntala Natyena Pariharati. In the same time, Nepathya, because how long this can go? Shakuntala would try to avoid his touch, and he would try to, make most of their ekanta, but then she can't, though she is Madana Santapta, na Atmanaha Prabhavami, and not certainly in the first meeting, right? And therefore, how long can it go? So there has to be an interruption, there has to be a separation of these two, and therefore the Nepatye, this stage direction, comes to our help. Nepatye Chakravaka Vadhuke Amantrayasva Sahacharam Upasthita Rajani. Now this must have been or might have been said by the two Sakhis, because they are lingering around only. They haven't gone so far. That was a pretext under which they left her all alone with Dushyanta, but they will be there somewhere nearby guarding her. And therefore they see Gautami coming from far. If you go back, Gautami haste shantyudakam preshayishyami and all that. So Gautami will be coming with the Vaitanika Jala and the Shanti Udaka. So that was already hinted. Now Gautami they might have seen, but how can they alarm her? Oh, Gautami is coming now, better say goodbye to Dushyanta. They can't say that openly. So this is again a very unique way of giving her, cautioning their friend that Gautami is around, she might come any moment, so better bid goodbye to your lover. They are addressing Chakravaka Vadhuke. See, now by this time in the Anirvanaha Divasaha, he said that was hot, that was not, sun was not setting. But when sun starts setting, evening, sun sets within few minutes, few seconds, right? And therefore the sun has already set. The night is about to arrive, it is on the horizon, and therefore now the Chakravaka Vadhu, the female partner of the ruddy goose Chakravaka, Rathanga also it is called, because Chakra is one of the parts of Ratha, and therefore Rathanga Nama Pakshi is Chakravaka. Rathanga is Chakra. Okay, so Chakravaka, the goose, it is said that Chakravaka birds, the male and the female, they are always united. They always enjoy each other's company, always stay together. But when the night falls, they get separated. Sometimes just a lotus leaf, Nalini Patrantaritaha Viraha. Just a leaf of a lotus, that separates them, and whole night they would yell and they would cry loudly, where is my Chakravaki? And Chakravaki will lament, where is my Chakravaka, my male partner? So now the night is coming. O Chakravaka Vadhuke, Amantrayasva Sahacharam. Say goodbye to your Sahachara, your companion. Chakravaka Vadhu is Shakuntala. The curve which is added, that is to indicate the tenderness, the softness, the feeling, softness of the feelings which the Sakhis have for her, and her gentle and delicate constitution, her Sharira, maybe. So Chakravaka Vadhuke, so that gives a extra tinge of tenderness and delicateness to the beauty of Shakuntala. Amantrayasva Sahacharam, say goodbye to your companion, that is Dushyanta. Why? Upasthita Rajani. So Rajani is Gautami. Upasthita Rajani. One more important point here, and that has been very favorite of mine, and many students remember it till today. Amantrayasva. A plus mantra is to say goodbye, and Ni plus mantra is to invite. When we print invitation cards of Upanayanam or Vivaha, we say Amantrana Patrika. That is wrong. I mean, according to this, Amantrana is goodbye, don't see me again, okay? And Nimantrana is to invite. So this is a very, what you can say, subtle difference between the Upasargas, how the meaning changes due to the Upasargas. So Kalidasa has made a very beautiful use of this particular thing. Later on, of course, later on, after Kalidasa, and therefore that again indicates that Kalidasa must have been to the earlier era and not to the 5th century, because such a thing is not prevalent anymore now for the last 1000 years. So maybe he belonged to an older era. So now Amantrana and Nimantrana both are interchangeably used, alternatively used for invitation, and we accept it. Amantran द्यायचंय. But some of my students would come and say, बाई तुम्हाला निमंत्रण द्यायला आलोय. So we would say Nimantran. So I remember some such students who would really remember when they learned Shakuntal with me in diploma or MA, I don't know. So Amantrayasva sahacharam upastita rajani. So this is a anyokti in a sense, So when I say that Kalidasa uses alankaras even in the prose sentences, we have seen so many beautiful generalizations. Vivakshitam hi anuktam anutapam janayati, snigdha jana samvibhaktam dukkham sayyaved, etc. So here is an instance of anyokti. So Shakuntala sasambramam. See, when her, what is that, her Manoratha walked down to her, she was bashful, she was shy, and now when she wants to say goodbye, she feels, oh, what is this, so soon? So soon? The time has come to say goodbye? Sasambramam Paurava asaushayam mama sharira vrittanta upalambhaya arya gautami ita eva agacchati tadvitapantarito bhava. She gets the indication what her sakhis wanted to say, and she advises him to go back to the branches and hide behind the branches, behind the tree, vitapantarito bhava, because Arya Gautami must be coming here to inquire about my health. Tatha iti atmanam avritya tishtati tatah pravishati patrahasta Gautami sakhyaucha. In a minute, both the sakhis and Gautami, they come, and Gautami is holding a patra. Obviously it has the Shanti Udaka. Itaitaha Arya Gautami Shakuntalam upetya jate api laghu santapanite angani. So your angas, your organs, the santapa is little less now. I hope it is little less. And then she says, Arye astime visheshaha. Yes, because at least she has had few moments with Dushyanta, her love, right? And therefore it is satisfying and gratifying for her. Astime visheshaha. At least her morale got boosted. She was all the time feeling, dejected and distressed, and because she didn't know that Dushyanta also loves her, but now she got that assurance, and therefore she is very satisfied. Arye astime visheshaha anena darbhodakena nirabadhameva te shariram bhavishyati. She hands over the darbhodaka, which is the Shanti Udaka, and she says that this Udaka, if you sprinkle on your body, it will be really having a cooling effect on you. And Shirasi Shakuntalam Abhyuksha, and then she sprinkles that water, little water, on her head. Okay, and other angas Shakuntala can do. So it's a little bit of sprinkling, Abhisheka. Vatse Parinataha Divasaha. Now the Sakhis have already announced it, right? Parinataha Divasaha. Ratrihi Chakravakavaduke Amantrayasva Sahacharam Upastita Rajani. So Divasaha Parinataha. The Divasa is set. The Divasa has ended now, Parinataha, and therefore Utajameva Gacchamaha. Ehi Utajameva Gacchamaha. So let us go back to the Kutiya, our own Kuti. Because it is night time, and night time it is not good to linger around, and that will come at the end also, when the Raja hears from the Nepatya that it is the Sayam Savana time, the evening rituals are going to happen, and then the Chayaha Pishita Shananam, the shadows of the Rakshasas, they are lingering around the Vedi. I mean, evening time, like katar ved we say in Marathi, sacha at gharat, something like that. So the girls have to be inside the home and not wandering outside house, so, though it is so pleasing for them to roam around. Ehi utajameva gacchamaha Shakuntala Atmagatam. Now she is very sorry to leave that place because Dushyanta is there hiding behind the tree. But Gautami, an elderly person, a warden, she has come, and out of care and concern for her, obviously, it is not only implementing discipline on her, but it's out of her concern that she is not feeling well. So she should be resting now inside and not outside. So Atmagatam Hridaya प्रथममेव सुखोपनते मनोरथे कातरभावम न मुंचसी. See, when the sukhopanata, easily your sukha walked down to you, you were timid. He wanted to kiss you, you didn't allow. He wanted to hold you to him, you didn't allow. Munchama, right? And now you are repenting that you have to go, leaving him there. So Atmagadam, this is the typical, what you can say, feminine things, newly, a girl newly fallen in love, and when the love approaches her, she is little timid, and what people will say, should I do this, should I not do this? Old ladies, old women I am talking about, old girls, not the modern girls who walk around, very boldly and do whatever, not that. मेरे ज़माने की. Okay, so हृदय प्रथममेव सुखोपनते मनोरथे कातरभावम न मुंचसी. So you were timid when your desired object was near and just walked around to you. स अनुशय विघटितस्य कथम ते सांप्रतम संतापः. And now you are grieving, now you are like feeling very sorry. स अनुशय घटितस्य, when you are separated now, there is something remaining. Anushaya is that, a remnant. Basically Anushaya means a remnant, and now that love is unfulfilled and you have to leave it behind and go where this Gautami wants you to go. So why are you regretting now? Katham te santapaha. Padantare sthitva prakasham. This was Atmagatam. Now Padantare sthitva prakasham, she says, Latavalaya santapaharaka amantraye tvam bhuyopi paribhogaya. Apparently this is also an Anyokti, a very good piece of Anyokti by Kalidasa. Latavalaya, she is addressing the Lata Kunja, Latavalaya, amantraye tvam. Here again, mark the use, amantraye. I say goodbye to you. Amantraye tvam bhuyopi paribhogaya, for enjoying you once more. Second time, third time, paribhogaya, punaha. And how is the Latavalaya? Santapaharaka. The Latavalaya, the grove of the creepers, which was really Santapaharaka, driving away her tapa. Basically because on that slab of the stone where she was reclining, there was a kusumastarana, there was Nalini Patra Stanavarana and Bisatantu Cheda Surabhi, all that avarana was there. So all this was there. So it really got some of the tapa removed from her body, right? So this Latavalaya, it's Santapaharaka. So when again I want to remove my Santapa, I will come back to you, right? But it is not addressed to Latavalaya at all. It is addressed to Dushyanta, who is hiding there. And then Latavalaya Santapaharaka could be one word. Latavalaye, Latanam Valayam, Latavalaye, Yaha Santapam Harati Saha Santapaharakaha Dushyantaha Tava Paribhogaya Amantraye. Now let me say goodbye, but I'll come back to you again. So when you were here, you offered yourself, you offered your love, That time I katarabhavam na munchasi. I was so shy, I was so bashful, and this and that. But now I really regret. I really repent. And therefore I promise that next time I won't do this mistake. Right? So Lata Valaya Santapaharaka Amantraye Tvam Punaha Paribhogaya. Iti Dukkhena Nishkranta Shakuntala Saha Itarabhihi. With all others, she left with great difficulty. Her feet are not moving ahead. But she has to go. Ehi utajam eva gacchamaha. That is as good as a direction, a command by Gautami. Therefore, she has to follow. Saha itarabhihi nishkranta kintu dukkhena. I don't think I can finish it. There are 3 more verses and it is impossible for me to finish it in the stipulated time. It's almost time now. So, I think I will leave you here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.